So here we have the Nissan X-Trail 1.6 DCI Tecna 4x4 on a 17 plate. And we'll show you around the outside of the car first of all, and then we'll hop in and run through some controls on the inside. But as you see from the outside, it's got alloy wheels, 5 doors and tinted windows around the rear. Let's start off inside the boot and then we can work our way around the rest of the car from there. Okay, so you'll see from the back of the car we've got reversing sensors. This car's also got a 360 reversing camera, which I'll show you in a second. The tailgate is electric, so one push of the key here and the boot will open. And then as we approach the boot, you'll see that to the moment all 7 seats are in place, which means that is the amount of boot space you'll have should you wish to use all 7 seats. Let me show you what it's like with the 2 rear ones folded down. So there you go, with them folded down you get a lot more space. Obviously this parcel shelf is retractable and will pull all the way across into the fixings just at the side here, but overall absolutely loads of boot space. Okay, so we're just going to work our way back round to the front of the car now, and then I'll hop in and run through some controls. But now that I've done a full circle of the car, you can see that it's in fantastic condition the whole way around and looks really good in white as well. Just before I climb in, I think it's well worth seeing the interior from this exterior point of view. As you can see, you've got full leather seats. All 7 of the seats are leather, in fact, in really great condition. The carpet areas are as well. There's loads to run through on the dashboard, but just before I jump in, I wanted to highlight that the seats are also electric on this car. Okay, so we're going to start with the dials. On the left hand side we've got the rev counter and oil temperature gauge, and on the right hand side the speedometer and fuel gauge. You'll see in the middle we've got a trip computer, which also includes the total miles on this car, which are 11,469. The 2 symbols just at the top here represent a couple of really decent features on this car. So you've got blind spot monitoring system in the top left corner, so if there's a car in your blind spot and you go to indicate or move, this car will warn you that there's another vehicle in your blind spot. And the symbol next to that is to do with the cruise control. This car can maintain its distance between you and the car in front, braking itself and accelerating as required. The cruise control is actually on the right hand side here, so you've got cruise control and speed limiter. And on the left hand side we've got all of these stereo controls. You can also answer and end phone calls using the buttons down here. The phone itself is initially paired over in the central screen here, so you can already see this car's got DAB digital radio as well as AM and FM. There are loads of ways to listen to music beyond that. You've got the CD player, we've got an auxiliary and USB input, which I'll show you in a moment, and you can stream music wirelessly via Bluetooth as well. This car also has satellite navigation, which you can see just there. And one of my favourite features is the 360 camera, which I mentioned when we were around the back of the car. So on the right hand side you've got a reversing camera, and this is a bird's eye view of the car, so really fantastic. And actually it goes one stage beyond that. If you press the camera button, you then get a front camera and the 360, or a front camera and the front passenger side wheel as well. So really fantastic part, and as you can see from the stereo and all the features, that there really is a lot you can do on this car. Beneath that we got the dual zone climate control, so you can adjust the temperature independently on either side of the car. That button turns the air conditioning on or off, or you can hit auto and the car will adjust the fan speed itself to keep it at this temperature. So either way, whichever works best for you. Underneath that we've got a 12-volt charging socket, and then the USB and auxiliary input, the electronic handbrake, a 6-speed manual gearbox, and then all the way back here we got driver and passenger heated seats, and then the ability to turn the car. It can either switch automatically, or you can lock it as a 4-wheel drive, lock it as a 2-wheel drive. The last thing I'll show you inside the car is the panoramic roof and sunroof. You've got a little control just there. If we hit that, you'll see that the blind will open. When the blind is fully open, you can then also open the front section, which will do by itself because we've hit the button to reveal the sunroof and panoramic window. So all that leaves me to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to come and see the car in person and have a test drive, feel free to call any of our MJA sites. We'd love to hear from you soon.